Hey, welcome. We're going to try doing a dirty pour. I am Joe. We're going to give this a try to see how to do a dirty pour. And we're going to do it on a chunk of wood instead of canvas like we've seen in so many other videos. And I'm going to try something else. I've got a maple leaf on my chunk of wood here. So this is a spalted maple board with a maple leaf that I grabbed from just outside. So it's nothing too special here. So I'm going to use resin for my media. And it's just a 1-to-1 mixture of the Amazing Clear Cast. You gotta always be safe and wear your gloves whenever you're playing with resin or anything else that can get you possibly dirty. So let's see how this works and see what happens with it. Got my mixing cup here, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio, part A and part B here. I'm a big fan of the Amazing Clear Cast Plus. This works really well. It does need to be a little warmer to use it, so you don't want to use it outside when it's super cold out. So I'm going to pour, I want a decent amount so I can get a nice good pour on this thing, but I don't want too much because you don't want to make too big of a mess either, because then you have to worry about cleaning that up later. And resin cleanup is a little bit more harder. So let's do 70. $50, $60, $75. Part A, now we do part B. So 75 plus 75 is, that's right, 150. Now with resin, you gotta mix it up first. So mix, 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 mix. It takes you a couple minutes to mix it. We've got a maple leaf. So I like to mix a little bit of green and red pigments in there. Just a little bit. So what I like to do, because I'm a little strange, I have some glow-in-the-dark pigment of green. Maple trees are green. We like green summer and everything, right? And the cool thing about pigment, a little bit goes a long ways. That was a little much that I poured in there, so we're not going to add any more pigment to this one. So stir it in there. Pretty bright green. You know what? I think it looks lovely. Because I also like to add a little bit of fun stuff. I've got this pigment called Snow from Culture Hustle. If you're familiar with the black is black versus pink is pink ordeal, this is the guy. Check it out sometime. It's a pretty interesting art story. I like to mix it in there. It adds a little bit of sparkle. You know what? Why not? It's fun, it's pretty. And this is all about being pretty and fun. So let's mix it in here. Now, we know green has, if we want to do monochromatic coloring, we want to use other greens, right? But maple leaves, they turn fun colors in the wintertime. They turn, before they fall, they turn yellows and reds, and some turn purple and stuff like that. That's always kind of fun and cool, right? So what we're going to do, to add a little bit of fun to this, is we're going to make this into a more of a dirty pour by grabbing, got a little cup here, and I'm going to add some other pigments too. I've got liquid pigment here for this, because the powder pigment you need to mix in. It's hard to do like a dirty pour where you get the like flows of colors with that, but with this stuff, it flows nicely. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. And this is an alcohol-based pigment designed to go in resins. Poured a little green, pour a little grass green in there, so we get that green going in there with the different colored greens. They're going to be different from this green too. It'll be kind of fun. And the cool thing is this stuff doesn't mix. Well, it is mixing today though. It's not supposed to. It's a little frustrating. And I've got my greens. Let's grab a couple of reds. So complementary colors. Opposite of green is red, which anybody who knows me knows I'm colorblind, and I can't really see the difference between them. However, these ones I can. I'm just going to pour it right on top of the resin here. Just get puddles. You can see it in the cup there. You got the puddles, and they're just kind of sink in there. It's kind of a cool little effect, if you ask me. We'll just pour in some more over here on this side, and just do a little bit over here too. So it's mostly green, and we added a little bit of red. Now I'm not going to mix this now because I'm going to do a pour, and I want those colors to be kind of their own and not mixed in and turn into, because if you mix opposite colors, they turn into brown or some other fun color like that, right? So we're just going to pour right on top of our leaf here and see what happens. Ooh, look at that. And I'm going to kind of spread it up the leaf veins, kind of get that little bit of effect from the maple leaf effect look, and down the stem. Now you might be asking yourself, how did I get my leaf to lay so flat? There's a trick to that. It's called double-sided tape. So whatever you want, whatever works for you to do that. If you notice, it's all pulling up over on this side. My table is not perfectly level, so I'm just going to rotate it to help spread it this way. This is a self-leveling resin, so it will spread by itself and help level itself, which is kind of a cool little trick. But also, like, leaves have veins. I have a fork. Why not add some veins into it? Help spread it out a little bit. Got this giant stem down here. Look at all this. Just add some veins to it. And by doing so, the red is getting spread through the green, but not mixing with the green. Kind of a cool little effect that's happening. Yeah, we're getting some veins popping now from the color doing this. And the reason why we use the alcohol dye is it's translucent. So this is a clear resin that we made with the green dye. It did make it a little bit more opaque, but it's still somewhat translucent. So once it dries, we'll be able to see through it a little bit and see the maple leaf underneath. So there we have, there's our pour.